everybody. Welcome to the Mentee B Show. My name is Ethan B, and hopefully, I'm here to prevent your next Mentee B. But very excited that you're here. I'm glad you clicked on the channel, and hopefully, I can provide you with some knowledge to help you for the future. The reason why I started this channel was to help people much like myself, who went through not horrible things, but things that helped me grow for my future. How to take a step back from the career I was in and really analyze what I wanted for my life. And hopefully, by watching my channel, the Mentee B Show, this can help you. So, first, I want to start off with who I am. My name is Ethan B. I used to be in law enforcement for almost 5 years, and in law enforcement, definitely saw a lot of things. But since then, I've left. I left at the end of last year, and I now pursue a life in another job. So I decided to do this channel to help people, not necessarily people in law enforcement, but people that are going through hard things in their lives. The Mentee B Show represents all those people that have had a Mentee B or a mental breakdown, and hopefully this can help you. So my goal is to impact as many people as possible and to really share the message of it's okay to have that Mentee B, whether it's at work or it's at home. Things are stressful. Life's pretty stressful, and hopefully this can help you. So I want to start off with what I call the three major F's. So you have faith, you have family, and you have fitness. First off, faith and comes in many different shapes. Start off with the definition of faith. So the definition of faith is, and this is just right off the internet on Oxford Languages, just did a basic Google search and came up with this. So faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something, strong belief in God or in the doctrine of religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof, a system of religious belief, a strong held belief or theory. So faith can be like having faith in the Bible, something I recently got back into. My mom is Catholic. I was raised Catholic, and my dad is Jewish. And, I'm very proud to have been raised in both a Jewish family and a Catholic family. I definitely got to see both how my dad would celebrate holidays, and I celebrated with him, and I also celebrated the Catholic holidays with my mom. I ended up going and becoming a confirmed Catholic, but I still celebrate some of the Jewish holidays with my father because I feel like it's special, and I feel like it's important to understand not just one religion but aspects of other religions, and I've tried to share that with my friends as well. But I recently just got into the Bible again. I just picked up a copy. This is the copy of the Bible that I have. And, you know, in the previous job, it's not that I despised God or I cursed him or I went away from him. It's just that I kind of distanced myself. I put my work as priority, even not even necessarily my family, but just my work priority. And I did not go to the Bible. I didn't read it. I just kind of was like, if I do things right and I just kind of go through the motions and do things, maybe I'll be all right. Maybe I'll make it. And I don't want to preach too much about like the Bible and faith, but I do feel like it is an important aspect. It's recently helped ground me and help me come to this moment of making the Mentee B Show and discussing what I've learned. So faith is just important to me. I haven't gone back into a church yet, but I do eventually want to go back into a church, and eventually it will help me more. My girlfriend, hopefully someday my wife, she understands and she is very much supportive of me bringing in a Bible. And I know I told her one day, a couple weeks ago, I was like, I think I want to go get a Bible. And she was just very shocked because, she was just kind of used to the guy that wouldn't be afraid of doing certain things. And this was like a moment where she was very like shocked. I think she's slowly seen me grow a lot. Besides faith in a religion, uh, and it can be any religion. I'm not saying that my religion is number one. I think that you have to go out there and really do your homework and your research into which religion you want to follow. Um, you know, there's so many interesting aspects to all different forms of religion. I believe it's more if you have something that grounds you, then it can help you. And even if you don't have the time, you know, reading the book that's associated with your religion and your faith, even praying or practicing or speaking to people, um, that can be something that's very helpful, something that can become part of your routine. I worked third shift for a long time, and I got into pretty unhealthy routines. And um, I wasn't a law enforcement officer for that long, so it wasn't too long. But I learned a lot, and I grew a lot during that time. So, also with faith, there's another aspect of it, which is faith in yourself. If you go around saying, it's like positive and negativity, right? So if you go around saying like, I'm not going to get that job, or I'm not going to do A, B, and C, or you just have no hope, no faith. I mean, you have to have faith in yourself. And sometimes you get so low that you just don't have any faith. You're just like, you know what? Fuck it. It's gonna go on. Like I'm gonna move on eventually. But you have to have faith. You have to ground yourself, and you have to realize that this is an important aspect of my life. It can just start off with simple things like believing in yourself. You know, saying I can get that job. I can do this at work. I can clean the dishes and get all the chores done early when I get home so that I can spend time with my kids or my family. I can do this. Where I work now, I see a lot of people that are not necessarily hopeless, but people that have given up. And it's kind of sad because these are people that are maybe at one time were bright people, they're still bright people, but they kind of just gave up hope, gave up faith. And sometimes when they see me at work, I'll try to drive them, I'll try to help them, just be as friendly as possible. And it's not necessarily the most friendliest environment, but I've been trying my best to spread some hope. And I think it started off by me having faith in myself, because I'm telling myself I'm going to go in and have a good day today. I might have woken up on the wrong side of the bed or not slept well. You could have even been in an argument with your significant other, your kids, your own parents, and, just being like, you know what, I'm going to change this day around, and that's a big thing. So after faith comes family. Also another thing that's very important. And I break up family into a couple different aspects. So a one tier family, you have your biological family. So you have your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts and uncles, grandparents. And then on the other hand, you have people in your life that might not be biologically related to you, but people that are just like family. Someone that has been by your side as you've lost loved ones, you've lost your parents, you've gone through some tragedies, like something so horrific where you can't speak to family members, but always that person that you say is like your brother or your sister, that is something also that I represent as family. Because I'm an only child, and I was raised in a good family. I was a hellion. I've pushed every button, and I had a rocky relationship with my mom. But my dad, on the other hand, was a good relationship. But, I always had friends that were there for me and they were like, hey, try to work on this. Or they were always there for me. And, you know, I learned later on that shame on me for being a stupid idiot when I was a kid. But I can change that. And, when I stepped away from law enforcement, I realized that when I was in law enforcement, I never spent a lot of time with my family. And I'm not saying that just because I was in law enforcement, I didn't spend time with my family. I've also noticed that, like, nurses and people that work all types of crazy hours. For example, one of my friends works in a construction type job and he's away for 5 days a week. And he struggles to see his family. And he is majorly money driven, but he's coming to the understanding, like family is important. Settling down with that girl is important. But family is super important. You know, I didn't really realize it at the time. I was like, you know what? And I'm in my 20s and, they're there. I'll see them at Thanksgiving. I'll see them at Christmas. See them at Hanukkah. I'll see them at the holidays. Or sometimes I won't. But I realized setting time away for the people you love, whether it's biological or people that are family to you, that is so important because you only get a certain amount of time on this earth. Once that time's up, I mean, you don't have a chance to go back and say, like, let me repeat this, let me change this day and change that day. You don't. You straight up just don't. And you never know when someone can leave your life, whether they stop talking to you because they don't want to be a part of your life, whether you stop talking to them because you don't want to be a part of their life, whether they pass away suddenly or they pass away from an illness or old age, whether they move away, far off, maybe they move to a couple states away and it's just hard for you to see them. You know, taking the time to see somebody is so important. Just spending that hour, making that phone call, making that FaceTime. My girlfriend, she FaceTimes with her sister. Her sister's in New York and we're up here in New Hampshire and she FaceTimes her and she gets to see our grandkids. She gets to see her sister's kids and that's so important to her. And she's able to have that communication. And for me, I realize, I got to carve out some time. If I have some time during the week, ask my mom what she's doing on her lunch break. My mom has like a 1 hour lunch break, and, I've been able to see her. I've been able to grow some time with her. And don't be afraid to take some time off at work. Work will be there for you. They might be upset that you'll take off time because of A, B, and C, or you are projected to make certain dollar figures, but, family is so important. And I first started with apologizing to my mom for being such a shit kid. Then I apologized to my dad. And then, I apologized to some of my friends. And, I wish I could see my friends a little more now, but I've realized that family is a core. It's part of my 3 F's. And since I've started and put family back into my life and make it such a priority, I've come such a long way. And I feel so happy again. And I'm so glad that I did this. I was able to create such a strong bond with someone that I pushed away in my life. And I'm so glad I did it because, she's had a call on me recently for multiple health reasons. And I've been able to say, you know what? Yeah, I can help you. I'm here. Whatever you need. And if you asked me like 4 or 5 years ago, I would have probably made up some excuse to not be there. And it was just me being selfish, me letting things and letting them stay in me, keeping them inside myself instead of letting it go, because there's a bigger picture here. It's my family. And, if you're watching this and you struggle with family, I know that some people have some situations that can't be overlooked, and that they can't they can't see their parents, or such horrible things happen to them. I get that. But there must be someone in your life that acts as a, a family figure to you. Like, your best friend is like a sister to you, or best friend's like a brother, or you have someone that is like a role model to you. Keep them close and don't lose contact. You can keep contact with other people and your family as well, but that's on your situation. And but keeping the people that have been there through thick and thin with you is so important, so important. Some of my friends, we've lost friends together, and it sucks. It's terrible. It's it sucks. It really does. And we grew so strong, and we learned life is fragile, and it can be gone so quickly. So make sure you spend your time wisely. Tell people you love them and really care about people. You don't have a lot of time. So, on to the last F. So we've covered faith, we've covered family, and now we're going to cover fitness. So fitness is the condition of being physically fit and healthy, the quality of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or task, an organism's ability to survive and reproduce in a particular environment. So basic, right? Fitness. Fitness is what you think of it. You have physical fitness, you have mental fitness. Something I strive in is physical fitness. What I lack in is mental fitness. People with such great vocabularies are reading books and studying all the time. And I hope to grow my vocabulary and grow my knowledge. But that's something I'm lacking in. And it's something you probably have time to change, and you will always have time to change. Pick up a book, read a book. We all have phones. Something I got into is podcasts. And through those podcasts, I've been able to learn so much that I wouldn't learn without it. It's easy to put something in your ear and listen and go, but you're always learning. You can do it, when you're on the treadmill, when you're going for a walk. You can do it when you're cleaning up your apartment or your house. It's pretty simple. But, mental fitness is very important. And it's so important because, I struggled. I went through school and just kind of went through the motions. But if I had taken that time to learn and grow my brain and really apply myself, hell, I wonder where I'd be right now. But I didn't. I didn't apply myself, and I ended up going the route that I chose to. And it wasn't necessarily a bad choice, but I learned lessons. I learned some pretty harsh lessons. But, they've changed me and helped me grow for the future. And I had to learn those lessons. I really did. But mental fitness, just simply picking up a book and learning, is so important. American history. Easy books. You go to Barnes and Nobles, you can choose what section of American history you want to read, right? You can learn about fitness. I picked up a book for, different muscle groups because, I've been in the gym for 2 years straight now, and I love it. But I really want to slow it down. I want to take a second and really learn what I'm doing. Like, it's easy just to pick up a dumbbell and lift it, but it's another thing to know exactly what muscle it is that you're working. So Reading books. As you grow older, you can choose what books. If you're in high school or college, obviously you have to read certain books that pertain to your particular study or pertain to your particular classes that you're in. But either way, take the time, take notes, read, listen, ask questions, learn, because that is how you're going to help grow that mental side of fitness. Then on the other hand, you have your physical side of fitness, but the two go together. You you got to have both. Physical fitness is not as easy, especially in today's age. There's so much obesity going around, and it's so tempting on your way home from work to be like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up my phone and I'm gonna DoorDash this. I'm gonna DoorDash this thing, or I'm gonna go to McDonald's and buy this thing, and or I'm gonna pick up a 6 pack and drink this, or it's so easy. Like a 6 pack of Miller Lights, like $8, not even. Like you go home, pick that up, drink it, watch some TV, rinse and repeat. Like grab some McDonald's and do this. Like the weight's gonna add up, and your health is just gonna decrease. It's just gonna decrease so fast. So what I recommend is, I noticed on second shift it was easy for me. So second shift was pretty much wake up whatever time you want, pretty much. Not whatever time, but decently late time. And you go into gym, you can do like an hour of gym, and do the hour of gym before work. You can shower, get ready, and you're at work. That hour, and you just do it. You know, Start off with twice a week, 3 times a week. I went from 3 days a week to four to five, and I'm now at five. And I'll sometimes do six, but I try to keep it at that five. Monday through Friday, just perfect for me. Whereas on my last schedule, 4 and 2, so 4 days on, 2 days off, constantly rotating. I would do that 4 day gym day. So it's a little different. 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can do that different schedule where you can do all five. I mean, hell, even if you do a 4 and 2, you can still do that, but it's just going to be different because you'll be on different schedules. So you can always, when I say I'm off, I'm off. I'm not working out. So my days off are for myself. So on a 5 and 2, you work out the 5, take the 2 days off. 4 and 2, you work out the 4, take the 2 off. And when I was really getting into it at the beginning of my fitness, I had different motives for being in fitness, but one of them was primarily because I had gained a lot of weight. On midnights I gained almost 40 pounds. I mean, it was terrible. Like, my pants weren't fitting. Like, it's so easy to gain that weight. You're driving around on midnights, you got snacks in the passenger seat. It's so easy to just throw them in your mouth. Gas stations are open. Terrible food. Terrible food. It is, the best food when you're on third shift because you just pick it up. It's there. You can get whatever you want. You can pick up a Monster. You can pick up a Reign. You can pick up a Celsius. It's all there. One gas station even had lobster that, like, I wouldn't trust it, but, it was there. And, I had to look at myself in the mirror and I was like, wow, like, I am not happy with this. And, my mom has such terrible health issues right now. Mom, if you're watching this, I love you. But, man, is it sad. Like, man. I saw it as a kid and I was like, you know what? I can never be like that. And I have to help. I have to prevent that. And so I'm in the gym. And I love her to death. I'm really, really trying for her. But I just don't want to be like that. And so, yeah, the gym is just so important. Whether, I talked to a guy the other day. He's larger, he's bigger, but you know what? He's in the gym. And I always tell people when I'm in the gym, like, hey, glad to see you. Glad to see you here. And you know what? The fact that I told them that I'm glad to see them, sometimes they're just happy that they woke up and made it through the front door that day, the front door of that gym, because it's so hard. I remember those times at the beginning when I'm like I don't want to be here. What am I doing? Like I could just be in bed for another hour. But I got out of bed. I rolled into the gym and I'm there. Let's make the most of it. Let's go. Let's start off the day super strong. And yeah, so I run into a bunch of people and I'm just so glad that they're there. When it comes to working out, take it slow. And I start off hot and heavy. And I was going in there for the weights and I was working out, trying to achieve higher and higher and higher weights. I'm still trying to do that, but I've kind of taken it back a little bit, focused on, slowing down my motion, like the rep, focusing on the muscle group, exhausting the muscle, maybe reducing weight to get a more perfect rep instead of upping the weight to as high as I can go and trying, maybe doing it in unprofessional manner. But whether you're lifting small, you're lifting heavy, fitness is super important. You don't have to lift at all. You can do cardio. You can do cardio based things. I was talking to a guy, his name's John, and he's at the gym every morning. And I see him on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes a day. 45 minutes. That's crazy. I asked him his age. He told me he's 66 years old. Mind blown. Absolutely mind blown. This dude is a stud. And, he's 66 years old. He's got abs. I don't even have abs. Like, wild. But that's some dude that's caring about his fitness. My grandmother, God bless her, she lives in Connecticut, lovely lady. She's crazy. She goes to the gym almost every day and walks. She's got her friends. She goes to the Y. And I don't care what gym you go to. I go to Planet Fitness. I've gone to another gym called Fit Lab. I've also gone to a gym called the Zoo. And, every gym has their purpose. I primarily like Planet Fitness because it's just on my way to work. It's right there. And, it does have its downfalls, but, it's generally a good gym. So, my grandma, she just eats right. And, I always tell her, I'm like, Grandma, you look like you're in your 60s, but she's in her 80s. And I told her, I'm like, you're going to live to 100. Like, no way you're not. She always smiles when she hears that, but it's true. She really just eats so well. And it blows people away. Because on one other hand, you have certain family members that didn't really care about their body, didn't care what they eat, kind of went through some traumatic things and ended up at that point. And one of their crutches in life was to choose food, which is okay. People have their crutches, and people need that too at certain times. But it's okay to stop. You can't keep going forever. But on the other hand, here's someone that's care about their physical fitness for a long time, and really does care, and she will reap the benefits of putting in that work. So, as a recap, we have faith, we have family, and we have fitness, which is the 3 F's. And, very important things. Those are the 3 pillars that I had to take into my life when I first stepped away and realized I need to slow things down. I'm not saying that you need to leave your current job. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that everything I'm saying is true. I'm not a trained professional, and I'm not licensed to give you this information. I'm giving it to you because, 1, I can, and 2, because I just care about people. I'm sick and tired of people being pushed up against that wall of saying, I don't know if I can keep going on. I don't know if I can get past this day. You can get past this day. You can get past tomorrow and the day after that. You can keep going until you decide to stop. Once you've decided to stop, that's when you give up. That's when you have faith in yourself. Sometimes it takes that moment to look up and say, I need the strength to move on. But it's okay. It's okay to admit failure. I've failed a bunch. And I've always said, whenever I've failed, I'm going to learn from this. And I'm going to take this knowledge that I've gained from failing and use it for my next journey. Everything you can learn from. You can literally learn from everything. And I've learned the importance of having faith. And, some people don't believe in God. And that's fine. You are entitled to your opinion. You are also entitled not to believe in anything. You do not have to pick up a Bible. But for those that do care about what I'm saying and do want to listen, I believe that faith is such an important thing. Because I was one of those people that did not want God in my life. I had seen certain things and I was like, you know what? If God existed, why did that person die and why did that person live? It's because certain people have clocks and certain people have done their job on this world. And some people are still working on it. And at the end of the day, it's important to ground yourself and to have those family members and friends that you act and treat as family around you, and you keep them there. You keep them there, and when things get hard, you go to the gym. You find an outlet. You speak to somebody. You go to God. Or you go to your religion. You go to a book. When I became very angry, I went to fitness because it allowed me to burn my steam off. Eventually, that anger wore off, and I now use it as like a form of zen almost. When I go to the gym, it's my time. It's my time to think, to process things. No one can take that time, that hour a day. But it all starts with the 3 F's. And for people out there that are having that mental breakdown, that are struggling every day, they go into work and they cry when they leave, and hopefully this helps. I really hope it helps. I hope to put out more videos soon. I want to try to get out 2 videos a month, maybe more. I know the video quality is but I'm going to work on getting better cameras and working on all of that. But I hope you really like the channel. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. It's not the longest video in the world. Hopefully you didn't snore or get bored. Sorry I don't have any fancy things in this video, but if you could, like, subscribe, and share this video. Please leave comments. I really want to know what you guys think about this, because I'm going to read all the comments, and I am going to learn from it. And if people have something bad to say, that's fine. That's all right. It happens. It's part of life. It is what it is, and it's the internet. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.